AV Pope Cup, presented by Racing Victoria off the track. Colonel A.V. Pope served in the Indian Army. He was a top polo player. His wife was also well known in equestrian circles. They lived in Frankston here in Victoria and established the prize in 1950 to encourage the breeding of thoroughbred hacks in the lead up to the 1956 Olympic Games in Melbourne. So that's how long our Pope Cup has been in existence, and it's considered one of the most prestigious prizes both at the Melbourne Royal Show and the Sydney Royal Easter Show. A big welcome to our three judges officiating in the Pope Cup today. I refer to Lisa Smith, to Penny Vercoe and Robert Clark. And Penny Vercoe is the randomly selected judge to select our top 10 contenders. Now, our Pope Cup is an event for the best saddle exhibit over 15 hands, which, in the opinion of the judges, shows thoroughbred qualities. Now, each exhibit, again, will be judged on manners, paces, conformation and soundness, and performance. And the winner of this class, of course, will receive the wonderful support from Racing Victoria Off the Track program. $1,000 to the winner of this class, very generously supported by Racing Victoria.
So Peter Hegney, for those people watching our wonderful spectacle that is the Pope Cup, our judge Penny Vercoe looking absolutely fabulous out here. She won't want to get close to these horses. She's looking absolutely divine and very clean, I can tell you, in that beautiful white suit that she's wearing. But she is making the initial decisions in terms of the top 10. So Penny Vercoe out here assessing these horses. 2 heats of horses, 10 in one heat, 9 in the second in the other heat. Yes, 10 in the first, 9 in the second heat. It's up to our judge to determine whether she will choose or select 5 horses from this first heat and 5 from the second heat. She may select more and we'll see them collectively together, but we'll find out what happens shortly. But ultimately, our judge here, Penny Vercoe, does need to determine a top 10, and then all 3 judges will be involved in deciding the winner of the Pope Cup for 2022.
delightful judge in the middle of the arena at the moment, making her adjudication on our second heat, is none other than Penny Vercoe, as has been introduced to you by Peter Hegney. And Penny will be joining us for the judging of the Pemberton and KG Luke turnouts, as well as the Esquire Equestrian turnout and Gary Owen. So we look forward to having Penny with us over the next few days. And Penny began her love of horses in the Adelaide Hills at the age of only 9, became the happiest little owner of her own horse at 12 years of age, and has really loved horses and showing ever since. Penny started breeding her own show horses recently on the Mornington Peninsula, and some of her achievements in the show ring are enormously noteworthy, the likes of Victorian Rider of the Year, Victorian Hack of the Year, rider and turnout classes at Royal Adelaide, Sydney Royal, Canberra and Melbourne Royals, won the Gary Owen in 2003, and is really delighted to be here. She was telling me, out judging this time on the other side of the responsibility. And outside of the show world, Penny is the proud owner of her very own real estate business called Homes and Acreage, and that's based on the beautiful Mornington Peninsula. And she's happily engaged and going to be married next month. Well, getting ready for Gary Owen tomorrow and going back through the history books, of course, it was Penny Vercoe who rode Inferno in 2003 to the win. And she was Lucy, as she's known, such an imposing 16-hand bay mare. And they were just such a brilliant combination with presence. And certainly Lucy or Inferno has a ton of character. And just wonderful to have the tradition of the Gary Owen continued with several of our winners out here as judges at this year's Melbourne Royal.
Now, Lindsay Douglas, just to let you know, down here, I can see there are 6 horses that our judge has chosen from the first heat. Judge Penny Vercoe is required to determine a top 10. So depending on how many horses are selected in this second heat, we may see all of those horses back onto the circle to finalise a top 10. So 6 horses selected so far. Our judge has the opportunity to do as she pleases to determine her top 10. So sometimes those horses in the first heat, more of those horses than the 5, I guess, or might be more suitable. So we call it sort of a weaker heat or a stronger heat. So depending on what happens, our judge doesn't have a decision in terms of how those heats are split. The first lot of horses in the first heat, the second lot in the second heat. So the judge may determine that some of those horses in the first heat do need to be called in and selected. So we'll see what happens here, but the judge does need to determine a top 10 before our other judges are joining her in Penny Vercoe. Rob Clark and Lisa Smith, the 3 of those to determine the winner of the Pope Cup for 2022. But 6 in the first heat, we'll have those lists of top 10 very shortly. So just before we do have our top 10. It looks like our judge, as I said, has determined that some of those horses are more suitable from those heats. So 5 from the second heat, but 6 from the first heat means there's 11 horses. So unfortunately, somebody's going to miss out here, but that's the nature of the beast. There can only be a top 10 for all 3 judges to determine the overall winner. Don't forget the live streaming. If you have friends and family around the country and around the world, they can watch the live stream from their homes, from their workplaces, and they can check out that via the Melbourne Royal website. So please tell your friends and family that are at home that the top 10 workouts will be live streamed, and they can join me here, Jeremy Roberts, on the live stream. We'll be doing extra interviews and catch-ups with all of our riders throughout the top 10. So plenty more extras on the live stream coming to you from Melbourne Royal. But right now, 11 horses to be dwindled down to a top 10. Our judge, Penny Vercoe. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, the live stream coming to you around the country and around the world. For those people watching the live stream around the world and around the country from your homes and from your workplaces, the live stream right here at Melbourne Royal, this is the Pope Cup. We look forward to you joining us on the live stream. Plenty of action, wonderful lineup of horses, the best of the best right here at Royal Melbourne Show. Our 3 judges, Penny Vercoe, Rob Clark and Lisa Smith, they'll make those decisions. You at home can make your decisions, and we'll see how you finish up with your final horses and who you determine the winner. But our top 10 about to complete their workouts in the Pope Cup for 2022. Check out the live stream. So this is Sue Thompson's horse in Givenchy. Now, just down here in the lineup, we have Steph Barrington. And in fact, Steph Barrington will be contesting the Gary Owen Trophy tomorrow aboard this horse, Givenchy. And Steph, you're looking forward to that. You were a previous winner of the prestigious Gary Owen. Wonderful to have Romsey Park behind you and the support of them with Givenchy as your mount tomorrow.
Yes, and of course Sue Thompson, who owns this beautiful horse. Very excited to be back out there on a off-the-track thoroughbred. LA, who I won on 11 years ago, was also a brown thoroughbred gelding, so very much looking forward to it.
Hard to think it was 11 years ago, but you've competed in a couple of Gary Owens since then. A really wonderful spectacle. It's a long day, it's a lot of pressure, but the prestigiousness of the event itself is really wonderful, isn't it?
It seriously is. I think over the years I've competed 7 times, and the previous show, 1,000 days ago, I was second last time. It's a huge day, and I think it's a team event, not only the Romsey Park team, but also my family and friends, not only in Melbourne, but interstate, and some of them overseas will be watching in via the live stream as well.
Now, talk to us about what is involved in the Gary Owen. It's very much about attention to detail, isn't it? Everything matters, and you've got the whole team involved in that. You know what it takes to win. But tomorrow, a little bit of a different field. Probably don't have the main contenders that you normally would see every year. A lot of first-year competitors, but anything can happen, really.
It certainly can. I think it all has to come together on the day. You know, it's a unique event in which there's a lot of different judges judging all different things, and over the years, the past 13 years, we've been collecting different gear for my clothing, for the saddlery, to try and perfect it. My mum, she keeps the scores from every competition we do, and she writes notes based on what went well, what didn't go well, and then we take that home and we start preparing for next year.
Well, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Givenchy just completing their workout. Steph Barrington, good luck tomorrow.
Thanks very much.
That's Givenchy. Sue Thompson's nomination with Greg Micken in the saddle from Romsey Park, the first of our horses out in the top 10 for the Pope Cup. And this horse, it goes by the name of Portrait. It was the champion hack at Canberra Royal Show out here today at Melbourne Royal. Reece Stanley aboard, Universal Stables all the way from Queensland. But I'm going to catch up here with Greg Micken, who rode Givenchy, the first out in our top 10. Greg, we saw in the Providence Cup earlier, the first of our competitors went out, just stalling with verdict by direction, and she took out the win. She set the bar high. You set the bar high. You'd be happy with that workout.
Yeah, he's a real show horse, this little horse, and it's got true thoroughbred qualities. You know, and he tries his heart out when he's in the ring. He shows off, and he loves to do the job.
Now, talking about those thoroughbreds, of course, the wonderful support of Racing Victoria and Off the Track program. You love having the thoroughbreds. They can often be a bit challenging, but for the most part, they've had a bit of a start under saddle, and you're enjoying producing those at Romsey Park?
Yeah, I think we find with when we get a young thoroughbred off the track, they've already been exposed to quite a lot before we get them, which helps to take them out to shows and competitions because they've been to racetracks, they've been to the races, they've been in crowds. You know, they've had a little exposure before we get them, which makes our job a little bit easier.
Now, talk to us about the difference when you get a horse off the track. What does that look like in terms of its progression to a show horse?
You know, it's time with the thoroughbreds. It's not a quick process. We like to get the young ones off the track and let them down for a period of time in the paddock. You know, give them a good rest. You know, and then we'll slowly bring them into work, preferably from the paddock. We'll start working them, and then we'll introduce them back to the stables, just so they're in the paddock and they're a bit, you know, that it's a bit easier for everyone.
Now, we do have the next horse. It is the R&L Teams Royal Blue. That's the Richards and Laurie Teams nomination Royal Blue, number 1359. Just finishing up our chat here with Greg Micken, who rode Gawanchi, the first of the horses out in this Pope Cup. Greg, I just wanted to chat to you one more thing. I just caught up with Steph Barrington, who's riding this horse tomorrow. You can't ride in the Gary Owen yourself, but next best thing is to put somebody on one of your horses. I bet you're looking forward to tomorrow. Yeah,
tomorrow's going to be a great day. There's a lot of things that have to come together on the day for the Gary Owen, but, it's a real sort of team environment, and that to get the horses in the ring, and, it's a really enjoyable day. And, my job's to have the horse, worked down and ready for Steph, and I'll do as best job as I can do, and then hopefully it's up to Steph, and, it's in the lap of the gods then. So we'll all have a bit of fun, and that's what it's about.
Absolutely. Well done, Greg Micken from Romsey Park there with Gawanchi. And we'll see that horse again tomorrow on this Royal Show Arena for the wonderful class that is the Gary Owen. Now, Reece Stanley rode just a bit of an audio issue there. Reece Stanley rode Portrait, also one of our top 10 competitors in this, the Pope Cup, number 612, the Nicole Saunders Universal Stables nomination. Reece, all the way from Queensland, you've brought a bit of the sunshine with you. You've enjoyed some success with this horse. I said earlier to our live stream audience, you won champion at Canberra Royal. You had a good Brisbane Royal as well. You enjoying this horse?
Yeah, I absolutely love this horse. I started him off the track, and we've had quite the little friendship that whole time. He's just got the best personality. I really get along with him.
Now, Reece, you came all the way from WA to join the Universal Stables team. You've been riding a few of the horses up there. You're enjoying Queensland?
Yeah, I've been in Queensland nearly 7 years now. It's flown by. Time flies when you're having fun. Absolutely love working up there in the sunshine, and the horses are just next level.
Well, fantastic. Reece Stanley there from Universal Stables Road Portrait. We've just seen Royal Blue complete their workout. That was the R&L Teams nomination, Royal Blue 1359. Now, Lindsay Doug, let's talk about beautiful thoroughbreds. Royal Blue, they had recent success at Adelaide Royal Show, winning the novice, taking out the best novice, and enjoying this year's Melbourne Royal Show. Now, Elena, this exhibit here is in the name of R&L team. It's the Richards and Laurie team's nomination. This horse, as I said, enjoyed success in Adelaide. You said to me, I said, how did you think you went? You said, oh, he just needs a little more exposure. So different roars bring up different things, but you're enjoying this horse?
I'm definitely enjoying him. Adelaide was great success and he's been very well behaved at the show. He just needs some more miles under his belt and hopefully we'll get there.
Well done. Enjoying this year's Melbourne Royal Show?
Oh, it's great to be back at the Melbourne Royal Show. I've only done, this is my third one and it's definitely one of my favourites to come to.
Fantastic. Well done, Elena Richards there, her Royal Blue, the R&L team's nomination. But the next of our horses is on course. Now, Lindsay, I'm just down here with Bryony Randall, BR Show team's nomination 1105 Denmark went just before this. Bryony Randall is no stranger to a Royal Show. She's no stranger to Melbourne Royal Show. Bryony, you've ridden over the years many horses at Royal Shows, young horses, inexperienced horses, some more experienced horses, but today experience probably showing with this horse.
Yeah, this poor horse is quite inexperienced due to COVID. He hasn't done a lot. He only came to me July this year. So we've worked really hard. He's actually a really sweet horse, but he's just totally overwhelmed by the atmosphere out here today.
Well, Bryony, we will let you go. He's having a bit of trouble just standing here. But great to see Bryony here out here today. We will see her again tomorrow in the Gary Owen Trophy. So she's been very successful compared to over many years. And I tell you what, she doesn't lose her cool. She just says onwards and upwards onto the next show. But talking about next, the next of our horses on the arena, number 897. .897 is Rebecca Farrow with her Stage Presence. Another wonderful, very experienced and very well-credentialed rider, Rebecca Farrow. This is Stage Present. She's had great success with this horse, known as Percy, around the stables. I put her on the spot a little bit earlier and said, Beck, tomorrow, I know you're probably getting a few people ready and helping preparations for the Gary Owen. Rebecca not riding herself, but I'm hoping that we're going to have a chance to get Rebecca out here to talk about the Gary Owen. She's a multiple Gary Owen winner, and I tell you what, she has some fabulous insights. So hopefully we can get her on the live stream and we can find out a little bit more detail about what it takes to win, what the riders will be going through, and all of those finishing touches and what it takes to take out a Gary Owen. But right now, this is Stage Presence in a beautiful thoroughbred horse that, as I said, has had great success. Rebecca, very obvious with her schooling of her horses along the dressage lines, and this is Stage Presence. But Steph Barrington, she rode Oki, the exhibit here, Inc, number 1486, Inc, Romsey Park and Christine Frost's nomination by the wonderful Octagonal. Now, Steph Barrington, happy with that workout. Christine Frost is a wonderful competitor. We often see her out here with him as well. But you had the ride today?
Yes, Christine, I would say, is part of the family. She's overseas at the moment, so I was very lucky to actually ride him yesterday in the ladies' hack, which we won, and then again today. He's also being ridden tomorrow in the Gary Owen by Georgie Kellogg.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Christine Frost, she is a wonderful competitor. This horse has been around a while. He's a very easy horse. He looks like he's a great ride.
He's a beautiful ride. He always tries his heart out, and I really enjoyed myself out there today.
Well, fantastic. Again, Steph, we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow out here in the Gary Owen. But that exhibit there, Inc. Romsey Park and Christine Frost nomination number 1486. But right now, you're watching the live stream around the country, around the world, from your homes, from your workplaces. This is Rebecca Farrow with her nomination out here on the arena. It's a beautiful lineup of horses, the top 10 for the Pope Cup. Our 3 judges out here making the decisions. Now, Lindsay Douglas, I'm just down here with another one of our wonderful competitors in this, our top 10 lineup, number 897. This is Rebecca Farrow with her stage presence. Now, Beck, as you went around, I said it was pretty obvious that you school your horses along the dressage lines, are very particular, the length and trot on the way out. A lot of people have horses that do a newcomer year and they're sort of, one-hit wonders or something. A horse like this in Percy, he keeps getting better.
Thanks, Jeremy. I think it's probably fair to say that the constant education with him actually keeps him fresh. So he's been out here a few years, but he feels like he just keeps getting better because the more schooled he is, the fresher he actually stays.
Beck, you're a wonderful advocate for Off the Track. This horse, stage presence, had a great success. Talk to us about the name of this horse and the horses that you've had before him in all your stage horses, I guess, just before we get the next horse announced.
My first horse that was named Stage Whisper, and my mum Jan actually came up with that name, and it wasn't a planned thing. And then the next horse after him was Stage Idol, and I've had Stage Music, and it just kind of continued. It was never planned. This horse is obviously so big and has so much presence, so the name Stage Presence seemed quite fitting.
Wonderful. It is very fitting. Stage presence, Rebecca Farrow. Beck, I look forward to chatting with you tomorrow during the Gary Owen, Rebecca Farrow's stage presence. But the next of our horses is on the arena. Another one of our wonderful top 10 competitors, the McMaster family's nomination, Kensington. Sarah McMaster aboard this horse, owned by Riley Blight. Now, Sarah, you tell me this interesting story with this horse. You sold him off the track?
Yes, so we got him straight off the track and loved him. Sammy showed him for a season, and then we actually sold him to our good friend Riley, who's here to watch him today. And yeah, recently she said, do you know anybody who'd want to lease him while I'm out of action for a little bit? And I went, yeah, me, he's a beautiful big boy. So I'm stoked to be out here today on a thoroughbred again, and I'm so happy that he put on some good work for her to come and watch.
Now, we know you, the three of you, your sister Samantha, your mum Lisa, as the McMaster family. It's a team effort, isn't it, with all three of you? You live busy lives between up in the country, up near Seymour, and in Melbourne as well, with work commitments and study.
Yep, so my sister and I both work full-time these days, and Mum is our #1 strapper and biggest help. Also, quick shout-out to my brother as well. He is a big help out on the farm, but it's absolutely a team effort. You've got to have a good support system behind you, and I'm lucky that comes from family.
Absolutely. Great to have you here, Sarah McMaster, with the McMaster family's Kensington number 207, another of our top 10 in this, the Pope Cup. I'm down here with Ali Berwick. She rode 1213, her and Ada Patterson's nomination in Dior. Now, our wonderful commentator, Peter Hegney, he knows all things at thoroughbred. He mentioned that this horse is by Zabeel. Now, Ali takes us back to a time that you rode a horse called Accelerate, also by Zabeel. A wonderful horse that you had and you enjoyed success here in the Gary Owen, in fact. Thoroughbreds, probably a little bit closer to your heart and to many things now with you and your partnership with Michael Kent. But you love the thoroughbreds?
Yes, I do. I absolutely love a thoroughbred. You know, they're the epitome of beauty and the ultimate show horse. And yes, I also very fond of a Zabeel, and Accelerate was certainly my once in a lifetime horse, and I still have him today. So yeah, I was very happy with Dior today. Very thankful to Ada Patterson for the ride on him. She's just 15 and she's having a lot of fun with him. So yeah.
Now, talk to us about how you met your partner in Michael Kent. It's great to see you two. You live very busy lives. I said to your mum a couple of weeks ago something about how busy you are, and you said, yeah, you're off to another race day and this, here, there and everywhere. I love catching your stories on your socials and things. Loving life at the moment?
Yes, very lucky. Michael and I actually went to school together, but we kind of hadn't seen each other for 5 or 10 years, and I actually got a horse off the track that his partner had trained, his training partner had trained, and yeah, that's how we got talking again. So yeah, very lucky. We're very busy. They're having an amazing run, and yeah, Jack and I won the Group 1 yesterday, which was amazing. So hopefully I'm Thunderstruck has a good run today. It
is wonderful to see. I often see you'll be enjoying success at a show and then, yeah, enjoying success on the racetrack. You enjoying understanding and learning more about the racing industry?
Yeah, I love it. It's so interesting. You never stop learning with horses, I guess. So it's, yeah, very fascinating to be surrounded, you know, by Michael and the team and learning how they do everything.
Well, fantastic. Ali Berwick, another wonderful competitor. She has enjoyed success here at Melbourne Royal over many years. We'll find out shortly how she goes. She is one of our top 10 competitors, rather, riding 1213 Dior. Her and Ada Patterson's nominations. Our final competitor hits the arena. This is number 1901. It's the Lee and Simone Padawin's nomination, Wainara Signature. This horse, in fact, not a thoroughbred, but it is not a requirement for horses to be thoroughbreds for this class. It's just in the opinion of the judge that shows thoroughbred qualities. So this horse is the Lee family's nomination. Bryony Lee aboard, Wainara Signature. They are the final of our 10 horses in this the top 10 for the Pope Cup for 2022. But another one of our competitors, number 1096. It's Natalie McKay. It's St Andrews. Natalie McKay has enjoyed some great success with this horse. Natalie, well done today. How you think you went out there on the arena?
Not as good as what we could do, but it's quite electric out here, and the cameraman is quite scary apparently. So yeah, we did the best we could. So I'm happy. Yeah.
I did mention to a couple of our competitors, some of them have more experience out here, some less, but things like that, they might be exposed as thoroughbreds on the racetrack, but lots of things to contend with. As we're sitting here, we can hear the rides, lots of noise happening. We've got the rides over the back there, rides the Ferris wheel over to the left. As you said, the cameraman, there's the big screen here. All those things come into play, and as we say, they're not machines, they are horses, aren't they?
That's right, exactly. You know, it's quite deceiving down here. It's quite loud. You can hear a lot of screaming from the rides. There was a helicopter before as well. So, I mean, horses usually aren't used to a lot of that. So, you know, they all do so well to put up with it in the show ring. So, yeah, it's great.
Now, talk to us about St Andrews. You've had him for a little while. You have enjoyed some great success with him. It looks like he's an easy horse to ride and a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's easy. He's got a great temperament, heaps of fun. Yeah, and we have been really successful, which is great. So, yeah.
Well done, Natalie McKay with her St Andrews, the 9th of our top 10. Our judge just chose 10 of them. They're in no particular order. Penny Vercoe made the decision for the top 10, but Lisa Smith and Rob Clark involved in the decision-making, all three of them for the top 10. And the final horse to complete their workout, number 1901, Bryony Lee with Simone Paduan's nomination, Wainara Signature. Now, Bryony, well done. First thing I want to say to you is you don't have to be a thoroughbred to compete in the Pope Cup, do you? It's the horse showing thoroughbred qualities. But for a lot of these riding pony horses, that is what they should be, miniature thoroughbreds.
Yeah, well, actually, he's got a bit of thoroughbred in him, but he's also a Welsh pony as well. But look, he comes out here and he can stand up to the thoroughbreds, I reckon. So
absolutely, put on a good show. Now, you Lee girls, there are a number of you, and there's a next generation happening as well. But I can 100% contest every time you get on a horse and get in the arena, you put on your best effort, and that's what we saw today.
yeah, like when I was warming him up, I was kind of short stepping and everything, but once I hit that ring, it's all go, and yeah, always a best foot forward.
Absolutely. Now, great to have Ellie in the ring as well. Your niece, we've seen you on the end of the lead in the leading rein classes, and I can tell you, she's going to be another one of you Lee girls, very much competitive, very much putting on a great show in the ring when we see that. How are you enjoying having a little niece around?
Yeah, love it. She's a wild child, that's for sure. Do you think she can just go right off all by herself? And yeah, no, she's fun. And she's very funny to lead in the lead rein. She always tells me where to go and what to do, but she actually doesn't know what to do or where to go. So it's pretty funny.
Oh, wonderful. Great to have you here, Bryony Lee, a fantastic competitor. The Lee family, they have enjoyed great success all around the countryside, and they are here in the top 10 with Simone Paduan's nomination in Wainara Signature. So there we are, ladies and gents, the top 10. Thanks for joining us on the live stream around the country, around the world. Fantastic to be here at Melbourne Royal Show. We'll have more from up the top, and our three judges will make their decisions. The top 10 there before you in this, the Pope Cup for 2022.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see now, our 10 finalists have completed their individual workout. One of our finalists has elected to retire from the competition, so we now have 9 horses. These 9 horses will come forth. Judges will have a closer inspection of them, and then they will allocate their point scores. Those scores will then be collated, and we will have a result for you in this very prestigious Class 180 Colonel A.V. Pope Cup. And a great big thanks to Racing Victoria. Wonderful to have Melissa Ware with us here today to make the presentation. Mel has worked tirelessly for the Off the Track program designed by Racing Victoria. Mel, great to see you here, and I hope you are so pleased with this wonderful class of thoroughbred horses.
Well, the Colonel AV Pope Cup, as you are well aware, is for the best hack. Over, as they'd say in the olden days, 12 or 14 stone that displays thoroughbred qualities based on manners, paces and performance. And if you're not from the world of horses, the winner here is the horse and not the human, though the human is quite crucial in the display of the horse's characteristics. And it's named in honour of Colonel A.V. Pope, who served in the Indian Army Hussars until 1940. And the Hussars were a cavalry regiment, which means Colonel Pope was a soldier who fought on horseback. And upon his return to Australia, he lived in Frankston with his wife. He was very well known in show circles as an equestrian. He was a top polo player. And now this Pope Cup is run both here at Melbourne Royal and also at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. And it is one of the most prestigious classes you could possibly compete in, specifically for those larger horses, taller horses that exhibit thoroughbred qualities. Well, the Pope Prize was established in 1950 for the Melbourne and Sydney shows to encourage the breeding of thoroughbred hacks, as Racing Victoria and the likes of Mel Ware would have loved to have seen back in the day, and great to see it still going today. And the thought was that thoroughbreds would be in high demand for the 1956 Olympic Games in Melbourne. Well, the Colonel A.V. Pope Cup was much sought after. For example, the 1953 winning horse and rider flew down from Queensland. If you can imagine in the 50s, flying down to compete in what was a 10-hour air trip to get here for Mrs. Stride and her champion hack Gallant. He'd been champion hack at Brisbane and Sydney, and he placed third in the Gary Owen, and then he came back and won the Pope Cup that year. So it's very exciting to see just how far people will travel to be part of this competition, all the way back to 70 years ago in the 1950s. Now, back in those days, the winner took home a ribbon and a small memento in the honour of the victory of the competition. But these days, the prizes are much more exciting. You will see the absolutely beautiful broad sash. You'll also see down there the garland, the trophy and the prize rug, and a great lineup of sponsors we have too for this class.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see now, our judges have finalised their scoring of our 10, which in fact is now 9 finalists in our AV Pope Cup. And seeing our score sheets have now been submitted, I can introduce the horses with their show names to you. In numerical order, we have number 192. This is Rumsey Park and Sue Thompson's Givenchy. Number 207, McMaster Family's entry, owned by Riley Blight. It's Kensington. Number 612, Universal Stables and Nicole Saunders Portrait, owned by Nicole Saunders. Number 897, Rebecca Farrow's Stage Presence. Number 1096 is Natalie Mackay's St Andrews. Number 1213, this is Ali Berwick and Ada Patterson's Dior. Number 1359, it's the R&L team's Royal Blue. Number 1486 is Rumsey Park and Christine Frost's Ink. Number 1901, this is Lee and Simone Padwan's Winara Signature. And they are our 9 finalists in the Colonel AV Pope Cup. Well, as scores have been submitted by our judges, they're now being calculated. We'll have an award for you very shortly, and we're delighted again to have Melissa Weir here on behalf of Racing Victoria and the wonderful Off the Track program to make the presentation.
And Peter, in fact, I'm down here with Mel Ware. She is the General Manager of Equine Welfare for Racing Victoria. Mel, firstly, on behalf of our competitors, on behalf of Melbourne Royal, thanks for your wonderful support of this fabulous event.
Thanks, Jeremy. We absolutely love being involved with the Royal Melbourne Show, and we love seeing all the thoroughbreds in their retired racing and their post-racing careers out here competing.
For a lot of people that might be watching here, they're not really horse people as such. They'll go to the races, they'll see those horses, of course, the wonderful Melbourne Cup Carnival coming up. But those horses have a life after racing here, and it's fabulous to see.
Absolutely they do, and they are looked after like superstars, and that's part of our off-the-track program with creating pathways for retired racehorses in their life after racing.
Now, for a few owners, they'll have horses racing on the track and they'll see them progress to a career under saddle, both here in the show ring and throughout a whole pursuit of equestrian sports. It's fabulous to see. I know one of the competitors that's competing here at Melbourne Royal, the owners of that horse still follow that horse and support it financially. Isn't that fantastic?
We absolutely love that. There are so many racing owners who are so invested in their racehorses that commit financially and emotionally to seeing them do well in their post-racing careers. It's wonderful to see, and it's really growing in a huge trend.
You're a show horse competitor as well. You know what it takes for these horses to get through the track. The thoroughbred is the ideal show horse, isn't it, when it comes to having a beautiful horse? And we saw a beautiful lineup today.
Absolutely. There is nothing like a beautiful thoroughbred. They're so athletic, they're versatile. They move beautifully, and they're just superstars all round.
Well, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for your support. Mel Ware, the General Manager of Equine Welfare from Racing Victoria. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Well, it is just such a special moment. We are mere moments away from the big announcement. Last time we were out here, it was 2019, and it was Mickey Moto, the a lovely horse sired by Encosta de Largo, had raced as Largo Force, was part of the powerful Hawkes stables before finishing his career in the care of Hawkesbury trainer Gary White. He'd won a couple of races, and he was very successful off the track indeed, hugely decorated around the show ring. Took silverware out at here in the Pope Cup more than once. Took out Royals in Canberra, Sydney and Adelaide, and then had very successful showing down here at Melbourne, also in Gary Owen. It is absolutely a title worthy of being known around the nation, and on that magnificent trophy dating back to 1950, steeped in history.
Well, Lindsay Douglas, Peter Hegney, I'm down here on the arena with Penny Vercoe. Penny was responsible for determining the top 10 and one of the three judges making the final decisions. But Penny, you look absolutely glamorous. Congratulations on your wedding next month. You've been here at Melbourne Royal before. You've had great success. The beautiful Mare in Inferno won the Gary Owen with you. But today on the inside of the ring, judging these beautiful horses.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jeremy. I really enjoyed being out here today, and the weather gods were favourable upon us, which was so lovely. It was a really lovely lineup of horses today. I thought that they worked exceptionally well, considering that they're all thoroughbreds. It was, I think it was some really great competition, which was lovely to see.
Now, Penny, many years ago you were very involved in showing horses. Are you still involved these days?
Oh, I wish I was more involved. I'm busy selling horse properties at the moment. Look, I have got some horses on the way, put it that way, some young horses coming through, so hopefully in a few years' time.
You have had horses off the track, a few thoroughbreds and things. You sort of spent a few years sort of retraining horses and bringing them back through to the ring. You know what it takes with these thoroughbreds, getting them off the track and getting them into an arena like this?
Oh, it is so much work to get a thoroughbred into the condition and the education that these horses are in. So congratulations to Well, I know that all these riders have got massive teams behind them, and I just know how much effort that's taken. So I really appreciate all the work that they've put in to get them out here for me to judge today. So it's, thank you very much to all the competitors for coming out.
I don't want to get too ahead of us, but tomorrow is the Gary Owen. Looking forward to that. Brings back memories for you?
Oh, I'm super excited about the Gary Owen. Brings back a lot of fond memories. I'm really looking forward to it. I think that there's a great field. It'll be, I think it'll be great competition tomorrow.
We'll see how that goes. But right now, the results down here for the Pope Cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fanfare is for the winner of Class 180, the Colonel AV Pope Cup. This class for horses showing thoroughbred qualities in the opinion of our three judges. The winner is competitor 612. It's Portrait, nomination of Universal Stables and Nicole Saunders, owned by Nicole Saunders and ridden, I think, down there by Reece Stanley. Congratulations, our Colonel AV Pope Cup winner for 2022. It is Portrait and Reece Stanley.
Oh, the look on Reece's face then, threw his arms around Portrait, and what a special moment indeed to be part of. The lovely bay gelding here, raced as Magnetite, was not at all successful out there on the race course, but mighty successful in the show ring.
And our judge who selected our top 10, Penny Vercoe, presenting Portrait with that lovely garland. Being able to assisted down there by our steward, Dean Matthews. Wonderful win in this very, very prestigious class. Big congratulations to Universal Stables and Nicole Saunders, all the way down from Queensland. And this certainly made the trip well worthwhile. Ladies and gentlemen, our second place getter, runner-up in the Pope Cup for 2022 is competitor 897, its stage presence, and Rebecca Farrow. Congratulations, Rebecca. Previous Gary Owen winner, of course, champion hack of Sydney. A winner of a national thoroughbred hack class as well. So congratulations to stage presence taking our second award. There is also a third placing in this class amongst our top 10, and our third award goes to competitor 192. It's Givenchy, nomination of Romsey Park and Sue Thompson, owned by Sue Thompson, ridden by Greg Micken, takes the third award.
Well, Reece Stanley, you might have been surprised when you took out champion hack at Canberra Royal, but taking out a Pope Cup at Melbourne Royal, that is pretty special. A wonderful lineup stands behind you, but the winner today, Portrait, yours and Nicole Saunders' nomination. Congratulations.
Thanks very much. Yeah, completely shocked. Such a quality lineup of horses. The atmosphere out here today is unreal. I'm so proud of the horse and how he handled himself.
You've been over, you said to me on the live stream, you've been over in Queensland for about 7 years from WA. You've had some great success, and this one probably is right up there.
Yeah, definitely right up there. Having an incredible journey on this horse, and I'm so thankful to everyone behind the scenes.
Well, congratulations, Universal Stables and Nicole Saunders' nomination, Portrait, the winner of the Pope Cup for 2022. Ladies and gents, put your hands together. Congratulations, Reece Stanley, Nicole Saunders, Universal Stables nomination, Portrait. Please, Melbourne, put your hands together. A wonderful lineup, our top 10. Congratulations to the winners and the place getters. A fantastic class, the Colonel AV Pope Cup. Taken out in 2022. Well done, Reece Stanley. Well done, Universal Stables. Well done, Nicole Saunders. It is Portrait.
Put those hands together, Melbourne, as they make their way past. This is the cream of the crop, the prestigious Hope Cup winner. Well, in 15 minutes' time, we'll be back out here and underway with our show hunter hacks in ring 1 and our saddle galloways in ring 2.